All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Nano Dimensions has broken through support levels and broken below the 50-day moving average since yesterday. Tried coming back up, and it was rejected and it fell down, and right now we are slightly below today's support, which the support level is 392 and it's currently sitting at 391. So some important numbers there to look at. Right now this was kind of like a sideways movement. We're going to look at our new support and resistance based off the last couple of hours of the day and as this leveled off, and then I'm also going to talk about this a little bit broader. So the 50-day moving average, 416. Super important number to keep in mind. If we're below it, we're in bearish territory. If we're above it, we're in bullish territory. So Nano Dimensions needs to break through that, especially the bulls, to go ahead and get itself back up to bullish territory and start to work its way up to newer highs. Now, in this bullish run recently, it reached highs here of about, I'd say, based off of the chart here, 460. And based off of the history of the chart, as I stated earlier in one of my videos, 444, 445, give or take, needs to be broken through and held up above it to continue to work its way up. Well, it's been the opposite of that. It's been on its way down, and it hit newer lows yesterday, and today it just did sideways movement. So what was yesterday's lows? Well, 375. 375 is the lowest point that we see here. So 375, if it gets broken through, this could be well on its way to newer lows, breaking further away from the 50-day moving average to hit newer supports and newer bearish momentum. So that bearish momentum will actually continue to tear this down and bring it deeper into bearish territory. So hitting newer lows, pulling further away from the 50-day moving average and getting more bearish momentum is something to pay very close attention to as this stock continues to react. Now, on the upper side, obviously the highest point was 460. We also have here about 440. At about 440, that's one of the highest points before this fell below the 50-day moving average. So before getting to 460, 440 is one of the most important resistance levels to work its way up and to reach 460 and start to work its way up to newer highs. But before getting there, obviously we need to look at the resistance levels for tomorrow. But those points, I did want to point them out: 440, 460, and down here at 375 to keep in mind. This side is for the bulls to reach newer highs and work its way up, and this side is for the bears to hit newer lows and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average is 416. Keep that number in mind due to the fact that that lets us know on what side of the chart we're in. So for the bulls to actually work their way up and get closer to the 50-day moving average and start to work their way up back into bullish territory, they're going to have to break through resistance. Now, breaking through the resistance that we're about to talk about does not signify that the bulls have gained control and that they have any leverage. This is just an indicator for us investors to know where this is heading, and the closer it gets to the 50-day moving average, the closer the bulls are getting to gain leverage and start to gain control. So their first point to break through is 404. By breaking through that point, they need to turn that into a support, start to work their way up to newer highs, get closer to the 50-day moving average to then accomplish getting back into bullish territory. That's their first step. 404 needs to be broken through, turn into a support, and the bulls then need to break away from it to reach new highs and newer resistance levels. Super important for the bulls. Now, this does not signify that the bulls have gained control. This is just the beginning of them starting to turn that into a support, create a catalyst to build momentum and go ahead and get back into bullish territory. So that is the beginning catalyst. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bears want. The bears want to break through this support level, and by doing so, they're pulling further away from the 50-day moving average, and they can start to hit newer lows, newer support levels, and get deeper into bearish territory. So I want to emphasize to all investors, if the bears break through this support level, it is important to pay close attention to how this stock is behaving. We've been in bearish territory for 2 days now, and by breaking through the support, this is getting deeper into bearish territory and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So keep that in mind. Super important to pay close attention to how this stock is reacting. How quickly is it moving to newer lows? Are the bulls really dominating this chart, or are the bears pulling this one down? Because if the bulls are dominating this chart, they're actually on their way back to bring this back up by a slight recovery and starting to work their way back up closer to the 50-day moving average. But if the bears are actually tearing this down, the bulls have no chance of bringing this back up, and the bears are going to continue to dominate the chart. So it's super important to keep in mind how this is reacting and behaving if it breaks through this support, and we are already in bearish territory, and that just means and signifies that we're getting deeper into bearish territory and the bears are gaining more control. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. On these dates, the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets, and in turn, the S&P 500 index is rising up with it. I highly encourage you to check out the video, but just to summarize it, the charts and the dates speak for themselves. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just there to inform you and enlighten everyone and every single investor on how there's an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses for as long as the Federal Reserve continues to pump on these dates that are scheduled, and the charts speak for themselves. Check out the video. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say about it in the comments down below. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.